Let's all take a moment and just weep, just boo-hoo and cry for the poor little murderer.
Right?
Ultimately, let's just feel sorry for him. Let's
Oh
take a
man.
look at him and just be like, poor Sith Lord. He
Hmm.
was just victimized.
Yeah.
He's just a victim.
It's okay to return violence with violence, murder with murder. That's what, that never
Well,
goes bad.
it can be explained away, right?
Hmm.
Because well, he was victimized, and so
Right.
he has good reason. Of course, he can't do bad things, but it's understandable.
Hmm.
It's understandable why he would kill dozens of Jedi.
I mean, what have we been taught our whole lives with movies and TV, that vengeance is a dark road and it will never fulfill you, right? Apparently not.
Apparently not.
Apparently vengeance will fulfill you.
Yes, and it'll and it's when you utilize the emotions that are just right under the
Mm. Yeah,
conscious
just right under that consciousness. That is
consciousness.
some wild dialogue. And I mean, look, he even says, Chimere, that is, says that, what's her face? May is distracted by her vengeance, and that's all that
Mhm.
she wants. And that, you know, that's why she can't be a
So
Sith.
so
But
I
that doesn't make any sense.
no, you're supposed to give in to your
It's like,
hate
"Oh,
and your
man, I'm
emotions.
so distracted by my vengeance. I can't, like, truly be bad.
I thought the
I
Jedi were
can't
the ones
truly
that
be
were
evil."
about controlling your feelings,
Yeah.
not
Man,
the
I can't
Siths.
truly be evil. I'm so focused on my vengeance and, the murders I wanna commit that I just can't realize my truly, like, evil self.
So let's go ahead and hop into all the
Mhm.
things that we thought about the Acolyte episode 6. The first thing I have to say is, as just my first reaction kind of narrative here is I'm just annoyed. They are taking Jedi Soul and they're demonizing him for whatever mysterious thing he's done in the past. We still don't have
Mhm.
an answer, but alluding to it for 4 episodes, still nothing,
Yeah.
not even a hint of anything. Um, and they're demonizing him to make him seem like, well, the Jedi have done so much bad and
Mhm.
victimized people. And then they take the bad guy, the Sith, and victimize him and say, well, he was victimized. And so they're making what was traditionally a light versus dark
Yeah.
story, which is like a moral statement. Like if you're going to say a simple bedrock for good storytelling and
Mhm.
messaging in a story is that there is bad in the world and it's powerful, and you have to have people who are good to overcome the bad, right?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, you
good
gotta
message.
that's what the whole thing is about with the rebellion and everything, is overcoming evil, overcoming
Right.
tyranny. And what the issue is, when like you said, you're painting with gray colors, all you get is gray.
Mhm.
There's no clear picture. There's no
Yes.
image there. Whereas, with black and white, you get something clear.
Yes, and I
You get
think
an image.
the only reason that I think Leslie Headland and all these activists
Mhm.
are doing this is because right now they think that's what's interesting, right?
Yeah.
If you kind of throw morals out of the window, then you can kind of see things from everybody's perspective, and that's not a bad message. But then if we're saying, and also the Sith who kill people, we should see it from
Right.
their perspective.
Well,
No,
because
they're just bad people, right?
Anakin even says, "From my perspective, the Jedi are evil." But, he's coming off of just murdering everybody in the Jedi Temple,
Yeah.
younglings even.
And also, that's a part of the corruption of his character.
Yeah.
And so this episode was called Teach/Corrupt. It's
Mhm.
meant to be blurring the lines between the teachers. What are you talking about, the Sith Lord? Are you talking about the Jedi? And the
Right.
corruptors. Again, are you talking about the Sith Lord? Or are you talking about the Jedi? And I hate it because it's like, no, the intention of this was never to be this gray area. and
Mhm.
the Force is not about finding the thread middle ground where you can be good and bad and ultimately be one with the thread force or
Mhm.
whatever. Like it's just a bunch of nonsense this whole
Well,
show is
what they're
spewing.
doing what they're doing is putting the Jedi into this perspective of the way that they view the Force is bad. But
Mhm.
the whole point of the Jedi using the Force the way that they do, cutting off ties and connections so that they can wield the Force is sacrificial. It's to protect others.
Mhm.
That's the whole point.
Right.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice things that you want in order to protect other people, and the people writing the show, it don't understand that.
Completing this episode, what was the biggest thing that you felt?
I would say probably along similar lines as you. It was annoying. It just nothing happens
Mm.
again and again. It's all mystery box nonsense dialogue where they don't even like they rarely even half answer questions. For example, Osha asks she says something to Kymir, and she was like, "Oh, you were a Jedi," and he was like, "Yeah, a long time ago." And then she says, "I've never heard of you," and he's like, "It was a long time ago," implying that it's either like a couple years before she joined the Jedi Order, or many many years, and he's much older than he looks.
Right,
So
because he
it's
doesn't
all
look
mystery
terribly.
box stuff. It's
Yes.
nothing. It's
Yes.
nothing dialogue. Saul doesn't answer anything. Like May does nothing.
This
Like
whole
no
episode
dialogue.
Look, this whole episode was feel bad for the bad guy.
Mhm.
Both Soul and the Sith find out that the girls switch places,
Right.
and then we're about to actually get into something that we're kind of waiting for, which is what
Mhm.
happened with Soul. Why does he have so much guilt? And what's the backstory to the Sith Lord? Why does he feel victimized and sad? And then we don't get it. So
And we
literally,
don't get we'll
the
get
only
it
thing that
next
happens
get another flashback episode.
it's like the 3 act structure, it doesn't exist with the show. It
Mhm.
just doesn't exist. It's like some episodes, it's just conflict, and some episodes, it's just setup. And then they do like setup, conflict, setup, and it's just kind of like there's this no rhyme or reason. It just feels wrong. And the fact that the episodes are so freaking short, I'm literally sitting like, okay, finally, Soul's about to say some stuff about to May, so this is like when they're gonna tell us what happened, right? And
Mhm.
then the episode's over.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I don't expect it. It
Or
ends
or
so
OSHA
quickly.
no, the episode ends I thought it was gonna end there, but then, OSHA
Right.
puts on the helmet.
We get a cutaway. Again, it's the blurring of the lines, right?
Mhm.
And so yeah.
Even Master Saul, like, crying and punching computers and stuff.
Mhm.
The man is extremely emotional. This is a Jedi master. What he did must have been really bad, because I never saw Obi-Wan do that.
No.
I never saw Yoda do that.
And
I
keep in
saw
mind, Obi-Wan abandoned his Padawan, right? And in all essence left him for dead and was the cause of his death, right?
I saw Obi-Wan get emotional when he realized Anakin is killing younglings.
Mhm.
He has a little bit of emotion there, but that's realistic emotion for children.
Yes.
And then when,
Not
you were
all
the
the younglings,
chosen
by the
one.
way. Sorry.
Yeah, not all the
Not all
younglings,
the younglings.
but you were the chosen one,
Yeah.
right? You were my brother.
Mhm.
I loved you. Like, that's a connection, that's a tie.
Yeah.
They never said that, like, that's bad.
Right, right.
They and if it is bad for the Jedi to think that way, then it paints Obi-Wan as uh, an interestingly flawed character,
Right,
who
right.
an interestingly flawed character had his hopes built on this person that was so close to him.
And
Saul
the
is
chosen one, right?
we see Saul just kind of emotional all over the place.
Yeah, and so I have 2 big things that, like, this show better lead up to,
Mm,
or there's no like, this show, if I'm looking through the lens of redemption and I'm like, "What could possibly redeem this garbage heap?" I'm gonna
mm,
say, like, it better have a very thoughtful twist when it finally reveals what went on with Soul, you know what I mean? And it
yeah.
better be freaking satisfying, because if it's anything short of that, you've built it up too much and it's gonna fall short. It's gonna fall flat. The other thing is, they have to get out of this gray area and say like, okay, well, we are going to be interesting for a little bit, but ultimately we're going to end with good versus evil. They have to end that way. If they
Mhm.
don't end that way, there's nothing redeeming about this show at all.
I
Like,
mean, they try so hard to have, like, meaningful dialogue,
mhm.
and then but you've got Amanda Stenberg, who can't act.
2 people.
She
She's playing
can't
2
act. She's
separate
playing 2
people.
people, and she can't act. So you get meaningful moments with Saul, who is still, I think, one of the better
Yeah.
actors, and Kymir,
Mhm.
Manny, whatever his name is. Both are pretty good actors, and they're having to act across from this plank of wood.
Also, let's just I heard someone point this out, but these are 2 girls that didn't grow up anywhere close to each other. They were separated as kids.
Mhm.
They should from different planets in different cultures. They should have different accents, they should have different personalities. Life shaped them differently, but
Mhm.
they are literally the same person, except one person is annoyed at the Jedi and the other person's annoyed at the sister. And they just sound, look, emote, everything the exact
Yeah.
same. Amanda Stenberg has 0 talent to be able to do something as ambitious as playing 2 different people, right?
Mhm. And I mean, we kinda hit all the big points, but there were so many small things in this episode, so bad. The Jedi master having, like, space sickness. I'm sorry. You
Right.
you you you
No.
gotta fly through the galaxy in this world. You can't be having space sickness.
Right.
The Imma say it, all the Jedi all of the Jedi with any dialogue busted. Every single one of them. The dude in this one was like, "Hey, Master Finestra.
Mr.
Master
Finestra
Finestra, I
with his
think"
tall hair.
it's tall hair. "I think we
I
got a
think
communication from Master Soul."
also, I think the Jedi was quite powerful and very agile, and
Very agile, quite powerful.
I
Could have been Master Soul.
he looks like
Good.
a malnutrition gamer that lives
Mhm.
in his parents' attic, right? And he just
Yeah.
survives off Mountain Dew and hope, and,
And hope. And the ship not working just because. No
just 'cause. Well,
explanation, just
they
'cause.
needed a moment, they needed a delay, right?
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know.
Also, we got it. We got the coveted whip.
The lightsaber whip. Woo!
Everyone was just wanting, just waiting for it, just so excited.
Mhm.
We finally see a live action Vernestra. That's not just in the comics,
Yeah.
right? Where she whips around her laser sword and she just does it to kill a bug.
Mhm.
It's just
And
a bug.
it's just a bug. It's such nothingness. Even the line about her getting sick in hyperspace, that was an attempt at humor.
Right.
It wasn't funny.
No.
It
Also, let's just acknowledge that. Well, tell me your perspective on this. When Busted Up Fella comes in and tells Renestra that it looks as though that Soul is saying that all of his crew are dead, all of his team
Mhm.
is dead. Her reaction was just like almost kind of annoyed, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then she's like, "Let's go to the planet." Like, was that an appropriate response?
No. I
She
mean,
was just told that freaking like 9 Jedi are
Mhm.
dead.
Masters.
Master Jedis are dead, and her
Masters and
response was
probably
like,
masters, at least 2 masters. If Soul was the only master, then Jedi Knights.
yeah. Her response was kind of, And I think it was probably a lack of acting ability because
She's just like,
because she's in this role for nepotism. We know that
right.
100%. But she just kind of came across as annoyed in the same way that this horrible actor playing Renestra like just comes across as just annoyed and confused and just
It makes
intolerable,
sense.
I
It
guess.
makes sense that she would have the little femboy Padawan guy just,
Reminds me
"Hey,
of
Master Finestra."
reminds me of
Just running up to her like,
who is his name Trevor, who's Jan's assistant on The Office, who does the songs?
yeah.
Is that his name, Trevor?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something is very much kinda that sort of character. Gosh,
Just
ridiculous.
just find a beta male, bro.
Ri
Just let the beta male Jedi boy be the assistant to the all powerful annoyed lady.
Yeah. Pretty wild. So many things. I can't imagine waking up in a strange place and first thing I do is drink out of a strange water bottle. Dude, that's
That's true.
pretty.
Oh, she did the
This is
sit up again. She
shit.
did
This
this
is also like I think the fourth time that
4th.
Ocean has like woke up.
Well,
She's like
yes.
she opens her buggy eyes and just
It's like their favorite thing to do is have them get passed out. Have them pass out.
Mhm.
Have OSHA pass out and wake up with a quick sit up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like she's done
She
it. She literally did it in her dream earlier
yeah.
in the season. You remember when she had that
Yeah.
dream vision? She did it in her own vision, and then she did it
Uh-huh.
again in real life.
Dude, she did it last episode in
Yeah,
the forest. She did it in the first episode in her bed. She didn't sit up, but she did it basically twice in this episode when May wakes up
right. Except May
on the
was strapped
table.
down,
She's
so
strapped down. She
she
couldn't
couldn't
sit
sit up,
up.
but she tried.
Oh, man.
Yeah, their favorite thing to do is like, "Oh, transition. Have them
Mhm.
wake up from being passed out." Like people that pass out this much have brain damage, right?
There's something wrong with you.
You bro, you've got a serious concussion if you've passed out multiple times in the past couple of weeks. Like, there's a serious problem under there.
Tell us what you guys think down in the comments of this episode. Uh, we are not super looking forward to episode 7, but it's coming out and I'm hoping it's a flashback. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.